Today we are going to be taking a look at another game that can be played in the arcade, and that of course is the Newton's Apples. Now for those of you not familiar, Newton's Apples is a game that can be found on the second floor of the arcade. It is actually based off of the famous story of Sir Isaac Newton, the physicist who came up with the theory of gravity after he saw an apple fall from a tree. Except in this game, instead of one apple falling from a tree, we have 50 of them. And if you can get all 50 apples to fall into the buckets down below, then you get an achievement worth 10,000 units. Now we have two different ways to drop the apples. We can use the spacebar, or we can drop them by clicking. For this, I'm going to be using the spacebar. Now getting all the apples to fall into the buckets is not that difficult, but the real problem is the time that we have to do it in. As you can see, I carefully placed each apple in its own bucket with the utmost of care, but I did not have nearly enough time to get all 50 of them to fall down. That means we need to be faster at dropping these apples. It's just like that famous Isaac Newton quote. It is the weight, not the number of the experiments that is to be regarded. And so clearly, if we were to get the most weight, it'd be by having the most number of apples fall as fast as possible. So what we need to do is spam the spacebar as fast as we can to see how fast we can get rid of these apples. I was able to get rid of all 50 apples in just 10 seconds of hitting the spacebar. But now we have to test and see just how fast we can get rid of them by clicking too. After an insane round of clicking, I was also able to release all of the apples in just 10 seconds, the same amount of time as the spacebar. So it really doesn't look like that there's a difference between using the spacebar or by using the mouse. Both are about the same speed. But this is where most people run into their biggest problems. You see, we spent so much time comparing the speed of the spacebar to the speed of the mouse that we have made them enemies. And they are not enemies. They are one of the same machine, and they should be treated as such. So now we are going to use the spacebar to drop the apples while also clicking at the same time. And wouldn't you know it, we were able to drop all 50 apples in less than 8 seconds. Just like that, we found a way to drop more apples than ever before. It is like that famous Isaac Newton quote, "Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success." Now we are going to be using our speed technique of hitting both buttons at the same time to drop these apples, but now we just have to work on the timing of it. So we wait for the buckets to move just into the right position before sending a flurry of apples down to them. Make sure you stop before the bucket passes because that could cause the apples to fall out. Now let's get this achievement. And after some quick adjustments and a little bit of luck, I was finally able to get all 50 apples to fall into the bucket. I feel like Newton would be proud of us, but I also can't help but thinking that there was something that we forgot to do. And then it dawned on me, the problem all along. We had been focusing on the limitations that the developers had put on us by making the buttons go where they think they should have gone rather than where they should have actually gone. So what we need to do now is go into the settings, go under the controls, and we can bind the proper button. Right here we have the jump binded into the spacebar, but what we're going to do is change that to the mouse wheel up button. Using this method will now get us the fastest and the most accurate drops possible. It's just like that famous Isaac Newton quote, "Sometimes default key bindings will only end up binding you." Thank you, Sir Isaac Newton, you truly are an inspiration. Yeah, so just bind one of the drop buttons to the scroll up wheel and just scroll up as each bucket passes by. So this is the fastest and easiest way to get them to fall, and you should hopefully be able to get this achievement in just a few tries. This whole rest of the story was just basically building up to this very short, very brief explanation. I don't even know who Isaac Newton is. I don't even know what apples are. Anyways, thanks for watching. Enjoy the achievement. Alright, so I hope you all enjoyed the video. Now, I do have a few final things that I want to talk about real quick, and I didn't really think this deserved its own video, so I'm just going to talk about them and kind of put them at the end of this one. First off, thank you to everybody who's been watching these videos. I started making them just for fun, and they've been an absolute blast, and the number of people that I've met in this community here has just been amazing. I simply cannot thank you all enough for making it that way. Also, shout out to my guy, Cheb. who, while making this video, came by and he said hi to me, and I completely ignored him when I was messing with the settings and the controls. And so I first saw him saying hi, and I thought he was just passing by, being nice. And then a few minutes later, he literally said he was a fan, and I completely missed that part. So now I did apologize, and we actually played some Ring God right after, but I felt pretty bad at the same time because I had completely ignored you there. I didn't want to come off that way. So I'm sorry, Jem. And that kind of does lead into some of the interactions I've been getting in the game too, because people are actually starting to kind of recognize me a bit more, which it's even kind of strange to talk about, but a lot of you have been coming by and just saying hi and chatting with me, and I'm all for it. So if you ever see me, come say hi. I'm usually in the West servers, and even if I'm working on a video, I don't mind stopping and just saying hi and chatting for a bit. I enjoy the interactions, both here and also in the game. Also, this video was a suggestion from a comment in a previous video I made, and I never actually thought I'd make a guide for this game, but I saw it in the comments and I just kind of had to make it. So Jeremy, thank you for the suggestion, and if anyone else out there has any other suggestions, feel free to let me know. You can also come chat with me on Discord. I put a link to the Tower Unite Discord in the descriptions to all these videos. You can come hang out, chat there, and it's pretty fun, and there's a lot of great people over there. And that's all I got for now. Thank you all for watching. Video's over for real.